Okay, now I want to call up Mr. Previn for public comment. Mr. Previn, followed by Mr. Walsh. Where's Mr. Previn? Please come forward, Mr. Previn. Give him 4. He's on items 15, 16, and public comment. Are we having a problem with the clock? No, we're okay. All right, Mr. Previn.
Thank you, sir. It's Eric Previn from the 2nd District, Studio City. Item number 15 caught my attention. It's a little sharing program with with UCLA for some city data, which I think could be interesting. But I think that the City Hall has to look at their ordinance. I believe it's either 2117 or 27.17, which has to do with giving various protections to entities that pay tax to the city that make those records not disclosable. And I think that as we share so much city data with UCLA I think this one is to outline how the implementation of the minimum wage is going to affect going forward. I think we just need to be mindful of the public's right to know and for transparency. And you know, it's dodgy stuff because people want to remain private. We hear about all this hacking and stuff. So I just hope that that's not washing through too quickly and that people have looked at that MOU very closely. Obviously, these are our treasured partners, UCLA, Supervisor Yaroslavsky, and former council member. We get it. Item number 10, sir, I think that before you approve all these terrific Mills Act properties and contracts, I would recommend providing, in accordance
You're
with
on item, Mr. Previn, items 15, 16, and 17.
Okay, you're not taking comments on 10?
No, Mr.
Okay,
Previn, I'm going off the cards I got from
16,
you.
sir. Let's not get into any. I don't think that's appropriate, sir, given the tenuous hold on power. LADWP,
No, why don't
Mr.
hold his time. Mr. Previn, stay on the subject.
Sir,
Go ahead.
It's an interruption. Do not
No, I
interrupt
tell you what,
LADWP.
Mr. Previn, you want to forfeit your time for today?
No, I do not.
Then why don't you just speak on item 16?
Trying to introduce the item. LADWP is getting the opportunity and authority to have a little party on December 13th up in the Tom Bradley, which I, of course, support. I think that's an appropriate use of that facility, and we look forward to it. If they could just simply pay the $232 like everybody else does, or whatever that is, at plus 40% to commemorate their additional wage that they take. Item number 17, sir, thank you. This is the city surplus giveaway of the day that you are dusting off from a previous generation when Mr. Labange was in the House. I have not had a chance to, and we're not finalizing this, but we are moving it aggressively forward, and that is, of course, consistent with your plan for it. I don't know exactly why and what the related actions are. I assume you're going to give it to a not-for-profit or lower the price to almost barely perceptible so that somebody could do something good in that space. And thank you for that effort. Now, is it almost time for my general public comment? Or I wanted to ask about item 23, your illegal closed session today, because there's so little information that it worries us.
Mr. Previn, you have to stay on the items that you filled out on the card.
Right.
If you would like to go into your general public comment, you can do so.
Should we discuss my City Watch article with my brother from the other day, or not now?
You can go into general public comment.
And do that. Okay, I'll do it. Thank you, sir. Before you move forward on item 10, though, today, I just asked...
No, you stay on the general public comment.
My general public comment. This is loud.
You can't speak on the items that are on the agenda.
Well,
okay, go ahead, Mr.
Exactly.
Previn. Go ahead.
We're going to uphold portions of the law today. 39 Mills Act properties, 15 out of CD10. Gesundheit, sir. That is a nice opportunity to designate a number of properties, and we do appreciate it. But we do need to see the underlying data. I've discussed it with Bernstein and Geisinger. So if they could simply provide that, then in a week or two we could provide approval for all these great contracts. And obviously I'm a preservationist. Blumenfield is a preservationist. We're all preservationists, sir. So let's not beat around the bush on that one. In conclusion, I've got 20 seconds, so it's going to be tough. I admire you a great deal, sir, but I don't feel you're authorized at the moment to serve as a CD7 council member representative, and I know that there's been a little discussion about that. I would ask that you consult with Holly Wolcott and the city attorney, and we could move forward appointing someone, which is appropriate, and I think you should be the help pick that person. So thank you.
Thank you. Okay, before I call the next speaker, Mr. Clerk, you want to deal with the ordinances?